New generation farmers have issues in getting access to land. Both market developments and policy programs often fail to provide a sufficient answer to the issue of access to land. Agricultural land is concentrated in the hands of a few owners. There are a few land transfers, land prices are high, and current policies tend to favor farm enlargement. Access to land is therefore the number one challenge for new entrants into farming. Bottom-up initiative actions have stepped in to address land issues and exchange insights in an engaging access to land movement. These innovative practices seek solutions to enable access to land and to preserve farmland from threats and competing uses. What do we mean when we talk about innovative land practices? These are practices which aim to enable access to land and to create new models of management of farmland. In research on ruralization, we have documented 64 innovative land practices which seek positive changes in farming, for instance by providing access to land for sustainable agriculture, for small-scale locally oriented farms, for social projects and for a new generation of farmers. In this way, we have learned more about how innovations work, the type of resources that they use, the access they involved, the strategies they put in place, and we have learned about the impact of these innovative practices in rural areas. What we learned through this inventory of innovative land practice can be presented in 5 takeaways. First is access to land. We learned that these innovations are faced with a complex problem. Working on land raises both short and long-term questions. For instance, once you help the new entrant to get a lease or to own a plot, how do you make sure this farmer can maintain a viable small farm over time and in a competitive market? Working on land also raises political questions. For example, in rather non-transparent land markets, how can citizens or public interest organizations access data around who owns the land, who transfers land, and what is made of it, what use is made of it? Second are innovations. We learned that in the face of these complex questions, there is no one-size-fits-all solutions to work on access to land. People who want to act on land generally combine different actions depending on their local context, objectives or resources. We propose to categorize the type of actions that land innovations use in an access to land pathway. This pathway includes actions directed at farmers and actions directed at the land to be used by them. Third is the type of land. We learned that context matters. During this work, we have realized that land innovations are able to develop more easily on land that is already used for sustainable agriculture or land already managed by people who care about current land and farming issues. Fourthly, we discovered that the key driver of innovative land practices is human and social capital. It's crucial to develop people's skills and their social connections with the land. The initiatives we studied work on average with over 10 different types of partners. They also place emphasis on training their members, building networks, and raising awareness. As a result, innovative land practices help widen the community of people involved in land and farming issues in Europe. Fifth and finally, we showed that innovative land practices address systemic rural issues. For instance, a majority of the initiatives we surveyed are also aiming to achieve rural goals like providing local food and jobs, protecting landscapes, or creating farms that are open to the rural community. Consequently, these projects improve the broader rural environment. They also make rural areas more attractive and enabling for the new generation of farmers and to whom they provide access to land. Although these innovative practices have important ripple effects in rural areas, unfavorable land systems and policy environments tend to limit their impact and restrict their action to a marginal portion of the European farmland. To make a wider change, land practitioners need to develop more complex and costly partnerships. Therefore, a more enabling policy environment and increased support for these practices is needed to achieve an impact at a wider scale.